So, as you all know, the 10 topics of Srimad Bhagavatam are Sarga, Visarga, Sthana, Poshana, Uti, Manvantara, Ishanukata, Ashraya, Mukti, and Nirodha. And the cantos 1 and 2 represent the Lord's lotus feet, 3 and 4 his thighs, 5 his navel or belly button, 6 is his chest, 7 and 8 are his arms, 9 is his throat, and 10 is his lotus face. And that is what we have been discussing for a few months now. And we are completing it. And the topic of the 10th canto is Ashraya, because it describes Ashraya means full surrender, and Ashraya is about the Supreme Lord Krishna, the Summum Bonum, and we discussed about his childhood pastimes and his beautiful pastimes in Mathura, Dwaraka, and today we will complete the 10th canto. Okay. So coming to the topic for today, it is about first it starts with the 86th chapter starts with how Arjuna married Subhadra Devi. So before this class, we were discussing about Krishna meeting all the Vrajavasis and so the Hastinapuris, the Dwarakavasis, and the Vrajavasis from Vrindavan, they all came to one place. And what place was that? Anybody remembers?
Kurukshetra?
Yes, it was in Kurukshetra. Um, and they all came to pray for what? There was a solar eclipse, and it is considered inauspicious. So all of them had come to pray at Semantaka Dvipa, are the little lakes created by Lord Parashuram in Kurukshetra, and it is considered very auspicious. So Kurukshetra war has not happened yet at this time, but all these great personalities came there to um, to worship, and that's where all of them met, and we discussed about their different discussions. Krishna's wives, principal wives, all were talking to the Vrajavasis, how they met Krishna, how they got married, all those wonderful pastimes we discussed last class. So that brought us to this 86th chapter that we are starting today, how Arjuna married Subhadra. So Arjuna married Subhadra similar to how Krishna married Rukmini Devi. So in the case of Rukmini Devi really loved Krishna, and she wrote a letter to Krishna that she cannot marry Shishupal. She only wants to marry Krishna. And Krishna came and took her away. Of course, she really wanted to be with Krishna, so Krishna came to save his devotee. Similarly, Subhadra Devi is the sister of Krishna. And Subhadra Devi is actually like biologically, if you look, she's the half sister of Krishna, because her father is Vasudev and her mother is Rohini. So similar to Lord Balram. So Lord Balram's direct sister is Subhadra. So Krishna's mom is Devaki. So so then what happened was, um, Arjuna had come as a dressed as a mendicant. So this is during, if you remember Mahabharat, there was always there was there was an instance where Arjun went for an exile, because he went into the room of Yudhishthir and Draupadi, and they were playing chess, but he had to take some weapons to protect the cows which were being attacked. And there was a pact made by by the Pandavas that if he comes in uh, when Draupadi is with one of the Pandavas, then that Pandava has to go on an exile. So that was the time when Arjun was doing this exile, that he had come to Dwaraka. So he was dressed in different clothes. But as soon as he saw Subhadra Maharani, they both liked each other and wanted to marry each other. But Balramji wanted Subhadra to marry Duryodhan. So Krishna told uh, Arjun, because Krishna and Arjuna are very close friends, and they are actually Naranarayana Rishi. Um, so Krishna told Arjun that you should just kidnap her, being a Kshatriya, because that's the best way to ensure that Subhadra becomes his wife. And so Arjun comes and takes away Subhadra, um, and and then marries her. And Balramji is not very happy because he had decided to get her married to Duryodhan. Then Krishna convinced them, Balramji, that actually Subhadra likes Arjun and they are a better match. And finally, Balramji sent a lot of gifts to the newlyweds. And then Arjun actually took Subhadra to Indraprastha um, to meet his family there. So, so that's the story that we start with in the 86th chapter. The next story is about two devotees in a place called Mithila. So Krishna traveled to Mithila to with all the great sages, Asita, Vashishta, all the great sages were traveling with Krishna, and there were two devotees there. One was known as Bahulasva, who is the king of Mithila, and then there was a very poor Brahmin, and his name was Shrutadeva. And both were great devotees of the Lord, and both of them were inviting Krishna to their homes. And Krishna, being Bhakta Vatsala, never turns down his devotees' earnest prayers. So he decided to go to both the devotees' house simultaneously. So he expanded into two, and he went to Bahulaswa's big palace. And he was when Krishna went to Bahulaswa's palace, he was welcomed with a lot of fanfare and nice throne to sit on and excellent paraphernalia given and amazing bhog was given to the Lord. And when he was sitting on the golden throne, his legs were washed and water sprinkled on the family of Bahulaswa and everyone's head. So everybody was respecting Krishna and the sages so well. Um, so then there are nice prayers prayed by Bahulasva, and he says, Swavachastadritam kartum asmadrigocharo bhavam yad ataiv kanta bhaktan me nanta sri raha priya. You have said neither Ananta, goddess Sri, nor unborn Brahma is dearer to me than my unalloyed devotee. To prove your own words, you have now revealed yourself to our eyes. So Bahulaswa is very happy, and he's saying that for Krishna, he likes his devotees even more than the goddess Lakshmi and Ananta Shesha, um, his big snake bed, and he's really wanting to see his unalloyed devotees. So Bahulasva is very happy that Krishna chose to come and give his darshan to him. So, so he says, when what person who knows the truth would ever abandon your lotus feet when you are ready to give your very self to peaceful sages who call nothing their own. So here you can see how Bahulasva was uh, very nice to Krishna and nice prayers. And similarly, Krishna went to Shrutadeva's house, and Shrutadeva didn't have even a place for Krishna to sit in the house. So he borrowed some straw mats from his neighbor, and then he put it on the ground for to sit. And Krishna, he doesn't look at the externals. He just looks at the love of the devotee. So he doesn't care if he was given a big throne to sit on. He sat on that grass mat because it was offered to him with love by Shrutadeva. And and so Shrutadeva said, "You reveal yourself within the heart of those persons of pure consciousness who constantly hear about you, chant about you, worship you, glorify you, and converse with one another about you." So, so then Krishna instructs Shrutadeva about the position of Brahmanas and what they have to do. And so Shrutadeva and Bahulasva were very happy. And you can see in this picture how Shrutadeva was waving his shawl around in happiness, seeing the Supreme Lord come to visit his humble home. So he says, Krishna says, one can gradually become purified by seeing, touching, and worshipping temple deities, places of pilgrimage, and holy rivers. But one can attain the same result immediately simply by receiving the glance of exalted sages. So when Shrutadeva was glorifying Krishna, he said the sages who came with Krishna are very exalted, and he was praising them. That just getting those sages to look at you gives you more credit, spiritual credit, than visiting all the holy places, etc., and worshipping and touching deities, etc. It is this just seeing the great devotees, letting them see you gives you that much benefit. Then we discuss about the prayers of the personified Vedas. So there was a question by Sukadev Goswami to, question by Parikshit Maharaj to Sukadev Goswami. Parikshit Maharaj is about to die, and like only couple days left before the 7 days is done, and then he is asking some nice questions to Sukadev Goswami. Parikshit Maharaj is asking, one of his questions was like, the Lord is indescribable with words, because Krishna is so great that even words fall short to describe him. But the Vedas and all the scriptures like Srimad Bhagavatam, they only have words to describe the Lord. So how is that possible? And how can you explain that? So that was a good question. And then what happened was Sukadeva Goswami said the similar question was asked by Narada Muni to Naranarayana Rishi. And then Naranarayana Rishi was talking about the same topic, um, said that the same topic was being spoken by Sanandana, one of the four Kumaras, and he was talking to the sages of Janakaloka. So, okay. And then actually, Sanandana was talking about another conversation that was happening by the personified Vedas. So, if the four Vedas were personalities, they prayed to the Lord at the time of creation, and they were saying the same, describing about the same. Um, so, so what they were saying is, um, so the absolute truth presents itself as Brahma, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. There are three aspects, right, of the Supreme Lord, and uh, it's very difficult, or it's impossible to understand about the Supreme Lord just by words. But the Lord gives the intelligence to the devotee to understand the the words from the Vedas or the scriptures, because the devotee is very sincere and loves the Lord, and that intelligence is coming from the Lord to understand these important facts. So then there's a lot of description about pure bhakti, and then this is revealed, and then Narada Muni offers prayers to the Lord. He says the superiority. He describes how Bhagavan, or the personal aspect of the Lord, is higher than Brahman and Paramatma. So this is nicely described by Narada Muni. And I offer my obeisances to him of spotless fame, the Supreme Lord Krishna, who manifests his attractive personal expansion so that all living beings can achieve liberation. So all of this is a mercy of Krishna, that we are all able to join here today and discuss about Krishna. All this is his mercy, that because when we speak about his stories and and recite his names, we become purified, and we are able to understand the Lord better. So that was the explanation, but there are many levels of conversations happening in the same, see how all of the devotees, when they're asked a question, they don't come up with their own answer. They quote from an answer spoken earlier by previously by the great devotees. So it is as it is the knowledge that is being transferred. It's not something you think today, oh, I feel this is what's happening, let me say that as the answer. No, they always quote the great acharyas, and they answer a question. So Parikshit Maharaj got his a question answered by Sukadeva Goswami, who quoted all these conversations. And then Narada Muni, of course, is the guru of Vedavyas, who's writing Srimad Bhagavatam. So there was a conversation that happened there as well. Because after Narada Muni heard about this from Narayana Rishi, he imparted the knowledge to Vedavyas, and Vedavyas gave the knowledge to Sukadeva Goswami. So there is a clear disciplic succession, and all this it can be traced back to Krishna. So none of this is speculation or somebody's opinion. It is all coming from the Lord, as it is. Now we discuss about the story of Vrkasura. So there is a topic that comes up, that who is the greatest, and then also there's a question asked by Parikshit Maharaj, that he sees that all of Lord Shiva's devotees, like Ravan, um, and all the Hiranyakashipu, all of them had lot of riches. But Lord Shiva himself, if you see, he doesn't have any riches or opulence, wealth. He lives under a tree with his family. He doesn't have even a house. So how is that possible, that Lord Shiva himself is very poor, but he makes his devotees very rich? But then Lord Vishnu, he's full of opulence. If you see, he's having nice Kaustuba jewel, um, golden crown, and nice ornaments. But his devotees need not be rich. They, like Sudama, he is very poor before Krishna gave him wealth. And like Shrutadeva, we just discussed, he's in a very meager home, not even a place for Krishna to sit. So how is Krishna being having such opulence, but his devotees not having it? So this was the question by Sukadeva Goswami. So um, so then there is this discussion about how um, about Vrkasura. But before we go there, so this is so he's asking, Parish is asking, why? What is the difference between Shiva's blessings and Lord Vishnu or Krishna's blessings. So, and then he describes the absolute nature of Shiva and Vishnu over Shiva and Brahma. So, Vishnu is the supreme personality of Godhead, and he gives the power to Brahma and Shiva, etc. And actually, when the Lord comes in contact with material energy, that is Lord Shiva, right? Um, so Shiva has the uh, material ego also present, but Vishnu is completely spiritual. So it is also described as milk and yogurt, right? So Krishna is milk, and milk can always become yogurt if you put some culture in it. Uh, and But yogurt you cannot make milk because milk is pure form without any of that culture. So if you think of that culture as material energy, that is Lord Shiva. Um, Sukadeva Goswami describes all these aspects uh, about um, about Lord Shiva. So Lord Hari, however, has no connection with the material modes. He is the supreme personality of Godhead, the all-seeing eternal witness, who is transcendental to material nature. One who worships him becomes similarly free from the material modes. So Shukadev Goswami then quotes a discussion between Krishna and Yudhishthira. And the translation, the personality of Godhead said, if I especially favor someone, I gradually deprive him of his wealth. Then the relatives and friends of such a poverty-stricken man abandons him. In this way, he suffers one distress after another. Because any of the external distresses don't you know change a devotee. So for some devotees, poverty is better for them, or bad relationship with their relatives is better for them to improve in their Krishna consciousness. To some other devotees, Krishna gives a lot of wealth, right? Like Sudama himself was given a lot of wealth. And then we know about Dhruva, he was given a whole kingdom. Bali Maharaj, who was fully surrendered, he was given a whole Sutala planet to rule. And he was also, the Lord just went as a doorkeeper for Bali Maharaj. So Krishna gives some person what they need to become better devotees, not what they want. Sometimes what we want, if we get, we are in greater trouble than if we didn't get it, because our wants are ever changing and we don't know what is exactly what we need. Our wants are unlimited. So Krishna knows exactly what we need, but Lord Shiva and Brahma, they just give the devotees what they want, and and that is what causes trouble with this case of Vrkasura. So Vrkasura was worshipping the Lord in Tamogun. So he was actually offering his own flesh from his body into the Homakunda. So he used to cut a little piece of flesh and put it in. And somebody told Vrkasura, the fastest person to give you a boon would be Lord Shiva, because he's Shipra Prasadi. He'll get he's Ashutosh. You can easily make him happy and he will give you what you want. But it is still taking a year, and this Vrkasura was getting impatient. He cut a lot of flesh from his body already, so he decided to cut off his head and offer it to the Homakunta. And then Lord Shiva, being very merciful, he appeared from the fire and said, "Oh, stop, Vrkasura, don't cut your throat out. Tell me what you want." And then Vrkasura said, I want to get the benediction that whoever I touch with my hand on their head should become ashes. And Lord Shiva thought about it and laughed. Why is this man asking for such a boon after um, all the austerities he did by even cutting his body off, etc. But then Lord Shiva, gives the devotee what they want. So he gave the devotee this benediction, and this Vrkasura, he wanted to test if his benediction worked by trying to touch Shiva himself. So Lord Shiva started to run and through the different worlds, and then he came to Shweta Dvipa, and Lord Vishnu or Krishna, seeing the condition of Lord Shiva being chased by his own devotee by the benediction he gave, Lord Vishnu turned himself into a little Brahmana boy who was meditating, and this Vrkasura was running by. And Vrkasura asked, "Did you see Lord Shiva going?" And he said, "Yes, yes. But why are you running?" He told him about the boon he got, and then uh, um, the little boy told Vrkasura, "Why are you are you taking Lord Shiva seriously? He lost all his power to give boons after he fought with Daksha. You remember there was a story of Daksha and Shiva, and how Daksha cursed Lord Shiva, and so now Krishna, as a Brahmana boy, said, "Oh, his wound doesn't work. If you want, you can just put your hand on your head, and you can see nothing happens." And due to the bewildering potency of the Lord, this foolish Vrkasura put his hand on his head and became ashes. And then all the celestial beings were very happy and hit kettle drums, and Lord Shiva was saved from his own devotee. So this is a story of Brkasura, and this story is said here just to prove that Lord Vishnu gives his devotees what they need, not what they want, like Lord Shiva does. And then there is another story of how Brigumuni tests Lord Vishnu, Shiva, and Brahma. So Brigumuni is the son of Brahma, and there were sages who were all assembled, and they wanted to find out who is the greatest lord. So this Brigumuni, he went um, first to Lord Brahma, and he did not say any pranams, or he did not fall on the feet of his father. So he was trying to provoke Brahma, and Brahma was very angry, but he didn't say anything. So Brahma was doing a mental offense. So Brigumuni left that place, understanding that Brahma is very angry. But then he went to um, he went to Lord Shiva, and so Brigumuni did a mental offense to Brahma by not doing anything, and then he went to Lord Shiva and did a verbal offense. So when Lord Shiva saw Brigumuni, he came running to hug Brigumuni, and then Brigumuni told Shiva, "You filthy person! You don't even take a bath. You are you're putting ashes all over your body. You want me to hug you?" And so it was a very bad offense to the great Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva took his trident to even kill Bhrigu. And then Mother Parvati came and said, "Don't do that, don't do that." And then Bhrigu Muni went to Lord Vishnu, and Lord Vishnu um, closed his eyes in yoga nidra and was lying on Ananta Shesha, and Mother Lakshmi was massaging his feet. And this Bhrigu Muni, he went and did a physical offense to Lord Vishnu, which is the worst form of offense. And he kicked Lord Vishnu on his chest. And Mahavishnu, um, you know, he was so humble. He said, "Oh, Bhrigumuni, I'm so sorry. We didn't notice you. It is our mistake. Let me massage your feet. Your feet must have um, been inconvenienced by my stone-like chest. That must have hurt your feet." And he started massaging the feet. So this whole instance is to show how the Lord uh, is very patient, and he is not provoked by any situations. So the greatness of a person is determined by how they react to very provoking situations. And it was proved that Lord Vishnu is the supreme Lord, based on this experiment by Bhrigu Muni. And he went back with tears in his eyes and said, Mahavishnu is supreme. And then the Acharya says, actually, Brahma and Shiva, because they get their powers from Vishnu, even though they knew that Bhrigu Muni is coming to test them, they actually reacted the way they did because they wanted to prove that Lord is the supreme Lord. So this story is showing the that Krishna is the supreme Lord. And then we come to the last chapter. This is also called Mahishi Gita, where the queens of Dwaraka are praising the Lord. Uh, so we during our 10th canto discussion, we discuss about Yugala Gita, Gopi Gita, and then Brahmara Gita, and now this is Mahishi Gita. And Mahishi Gita is described by the queens who are always thinking about the Lord. They are seeing the different birds in nature, and they're all so happy to um, to just describe the Lord when he's sleeping. They can't take their eyes off him, and they're always thinking about him, and they are really mad in love with the Lord. And this is the description there. And then the 10th canto summarizes Krishna's pastimes, how Krishna is the supreme Lord. He came to save his devotees and do his Leela, because Krishna is Leela Purushottam. Krishna has some qualities even not present. Um, Yeah, even not present for Lord Vishnu. So the main four features that are not there is his Rupa Madhuri, because Krishna is so beautiful. His form is a two-handed form with just the flute, and then his Venu Madhuri, his flute playing cannot be paralleled by anybody. It attracts everybody. And then his Leela Madhuri, all his pastimes are so wonderful that if we discuss, we are full of bhakti and it purifies us. And then his Prema Madhuri. When it comes to loving devotees, there's no other person greater than Lord Krishna. And we saw that in his different pastimes. So, so Krishna is the Supreme Lord. There's one more topic that we didn't discuss, that is about the 10 Brahmana sons. So in Dwaraka, there was a Brahman who was getting one son at a time every year, and every time he gets a son, the son is dead, and he brings the dead body of the little infant to Ugrasena, who's the ruling king, of course, taking instructions and advice from Krishna. But Ugrasena is considered to be the de facto king of Dwaraka. So um, he comes and says, "Oh, what kind of a king are you? Your citizen is losing their children for no reason. Why? Why is my son dying?" So this happened 9 times, and when with the ninth dead body, he bought the little baby, and he was saying the same thing. And Arjuna was there at that time, and Arjuna came out and said, I will protect your son. Just call me before your next son is born. And then this Brahmana says, Arjuna, how can you protect me when Krishna, Sankarshan or Balram and Aniruddha and Pradyumna, the all these great personalities and the Supreme Lord is here, and if they can protect me, how can you protect? And he said, No, I am Gandhi Vadhari Arjun. I will protect you. And then being assured by Arjun, he said, "Okay, I'll call you when my wife is pregnant again." So with the 10th son was about to be born, Arjun came running, and he covered the whole house with arrows so that nobody can come and attack. And what happened, as soon as the son was born, the son just the soul just left the body. And and Arjun went from place to place. He went to Yamaloka, Patala, to the higher planets, and he couldn't find. And then he decided to jump into the sacrificial fire because he couldn't keep his promise. And then Krishna came and said, "No, Arjun, don't do that." And Krishna took Arjun on his chariot and went through the coverings of the universe. He even pierced through the coverings, and then he was seeing the Brahma Jyoti where um, and Arjuna couldn't keep his eyes open. And then there was a place of darkness, and Krishna sent his Sudarshana Chakra to light up the path so that the chariot can keep going. And finally, they reached Vaikuntha. And Lord Vishnu was the one who was taking all the kids of this Brahmana just to see Krishna and Arjuna come and see. So we can see here how Krishna is the supreme Lord, and even Lord Vishnu, who is an expansion of Krishna, wants to see Krishna so much. And then Lord Vishnu was very happy when Krishna and Arjuna came, and he returned the 10 sons, and they came back and gave the Brahmana the 10 sons at the same time, and the Brahmana was very happy. So this is also showing that Krishna is supreme. Even the position of Lord Vishnu is one step lower because um, he is the expansion of Krishna. So that summarizes our ninth canto, our 10th canto, which is Ashraya Tattva of the Lord. And this here, so the eternal nature of Lord's pastimes are described as Mathyasthayo swam editya mukunda Srimadkatha Shravana Kirtana Chintayati Tadhama Dustra Kritanta Java Pavargam Gravadvanim Kshiti Bujopi Yur Yad Artha. Translation: By regular hearing, chanting, and meditating on the beautiful topics of Lord Mukunda with ever increasing sincerity, a mortal being will attain the divine kingdom of the Lord, where the inviolable power of death holds no sway. For this purpose, many persons, including great kings, abandoned their mundane homes and took to the forest. So this is how we end the 10th canto. And this is a nice stotra from Mukuntamala stotra. He Gopalaka, he Kripa Jala Nidhe, he Sindhu Kanya Pate, he Kamsantake, he Gajendra Karuna Parina, he Madhava, he Ramanuja, he Jagat Traya Guru, he Pundari Kaksha Mam, he Gopi Jananatha Palaya Param Jayam Janami Na Twam Vina. Hey, cowherd boy, hey, ocean of mercy, hey, darling of the daughter of the sea, hey, slayer of Kamsa, hey, Lord who showered mercy on the king of elephants, hey, Madhava, hey, brother of Balarama, hey, master of the three worlds, hey, my Lord with lotus eyes, hey, Lord of all gopis, no, I none greater than you, and so protect me. So with that, we will complete the 10th canto and go into the Kahoot quiz. Are there any questions before we start the Kahoot? Okay, the game pin is 890021. Okay. Meenakshi ji, would you be able to join?
Prabhuji, can you just wait for 2 minutes?
Yes, yes, yes. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Okay, we can get started. Meenakshi ji has joined. Okay. Last Kahoot of 10th canto. We'll start 11th canto from next class. True or false? Arjuna kidnapped Subhadra. Is that true or false? True. Both of you got it right. Excellent. How many teachers were there in Dwaraka to teach all Krishna's children and grandchildren? You got to guess. I didn't mention this in class. Is it 1, 10, 100, or 38,800,000? Oh, look at you guys. So nicely guessed. Because Krishna had 10 sons from each of his 16,108 wives, and they had children. So it was so many children, and just to teach them, there were 38,800,000 teachers. Very good. You think an ordinary man can do that? um, so all of them descendants came from Krishna. The son of Subhadra and Arjun, what is his name? Is it Priti Vindhya, Abhimanyu, Satanika, Shrutakirti? Yes, Abhimanyu. Very good. How did Arjuna end up marrying Subhadra? He didn't. Balram gave her hand in marriage to Duryodhana. He got down on one knee and asked, "Will you marry me?" Arjuna abducted her in his chariot with consent. They were engaged to each other as children. No, the right answer is he kidnapped. Okay, why did Arjuna kidnap Subhadra? Because he wanted revenge on Balram, because Krishna told him to do so, because Draupadi did not like her, because he needed Yudhishthira's permission. Okay, Krishna, along with the sages, visited which king in Mithila? Duryodhana, Jarasandha, Bahulasva, Shishupala. Bahulasva, very good. Okay, who was the poor devotee Brahmana of Lord Krishna that Krishna visited in Mithila? Shrutadeva, Bahulasva, Sudhama, Daruka. Yes, Shrutadeva. Who discuss about how Vedas can describe the absolute truth? Sanandana Kumara and sages of Janagaloka, Narada Muni and Naranarayana Rishi personified Vedas prayers to Supreme Lord. All of the above. Both of you got it right. I'm so happy that you are following so well. Okay. Who had taken the 10 sons of Dwaraka Brahmana? Shiva, Brahma, Vishnu, Duryodhana. Vishnu, Mahavishnu had taken the 10 sons. True or false? After testing Lord Brahma, Bhrigumuni went directly to Mount Meru where Lord Shiva resides. True or false? So who was tested after Brahma? Yes, it was. Oh, I think there were some issues. Actually, after Brahma, he went to Shiva only. So I don't know why false is the right answer. Anyway, I will have to correct that. But one of you got it right. Okay, Bhrigu Muni kicks Lord Vishnu on his head, hand, chest, tummy. Yes. So I think the last question is it's not Mount Meru, but Lord Shiva is in Kailash. So probably that is. Okay. 12th question. How can Lord, who is indescribable by words, be understood by the words of the scriptures? Lord gives us intelligence to understand if we are sincere seekers. We can understand only by our intelligence. We can speculate by ourselves. We can understand by making a lot of money. No, Lord gives us intelligence to understand. Okay. Vrkasura cutting his own flesh as sacrifice to place Lord Shiva in sacrifices in the mode of goodness, ignorance, passion, transcendence. Yes. Tr- so transcendence means it is above the modes goodness, passion, ignorance. Ignorance is when the terrorists they are serving they feel they're serving Lord by killing other people. Those are all worship in the mode of ignorance. So similarly here, cutting on flesh is in the mode of ignorance. Okay, true or false? Krishna gives us what we want, and Shiva or other demigods give us what we need. True or false? Yes. So false is the right answer because Krishna gives us what we need, and Shiva or other demigods gives us what we want. Okay, Mahavishnu stole the Brahmana's 10 sons because he wanted to trouble the Brahmana. He wanted to invite Arjuna and Krishna to Svetadweep. His servants did not. He wanted to see Lord Krishna. Yeah, I think these two are almost right, but the main intention was for him to see Lord Krishna. Okay, 16th question. Arjuna entered the fire as he could not protect the Brahmana sons. True or false? Yeah, false is the right answer because Krishna stopped him from entering into the fire and took him to Vishnu Loka or Vaikuntha. And last question for today. What did Krishna do to light up the path to Vaikuntha for Arjuna and him to find the 10 sons of Brahmana? The Brahmana, yeah. Show the torch. Oh, you're so fast. Both of you got it right. Excellent. Send the Sudarshana Chakra ahead to light up the path. Okay, so great job. Both of you are winners, but just for the fun of it, there is an imaginary third place. Second place is Minakshi ji. First place goes to Ayana ji. So congratulations. And I'm so happy that all of you are able to join and learn about Krishna. So we um, can conclude the class here. Vancha kalpada rupasya kripa sindhupya evacha patitanam pavanepyo vaishnavepyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna. Talk to you after a couple of weeks.